Okay. All right, y'all. What's going on? Can you hear me okay? Because I can hear myself fine now. I think I left my computer on for a little too long, but let me go ahead and check my sounds here. See if I sound pretty good over here. Hold on. Check. Yep, there we go. All right, man. So we already did opening before, but listen, man, hit the like button. If you once you walk into the door, but wait for a couple of people to come in on this after midnight special. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just want to talk about this young girl that was killed out in Ohio. Pregnant girl, 21 years old. Um she was about to deliver in November actually. She had two other kids, and I just want to draw the correlation between this and your boy Dr. Kaz. All right, because a lot of hypocrisy is going on regarding how these people are saying justice for her. We need justice for her, but also justice for Kaz. It doesn't mix, y'all. It doesn't mix at all. So just gonna wait for a couple of people to come into the building. Couple of things have been going on. First of all, I just want to. I'm gonna go through all the stories quick, but I saw something on Instagram. As usually, some things. Oh, here we go. I was just looking for my glasses. Yeah, man. I happened to see something on Instagram, and it was it was a video. It was in the shade room, but I think this video kind of went viral as well. But I never ever seen this woman before. Knew what this was about, but I want y'all to take a look at it. And I have the video. And first of all, let me just see if who's in the building. Last call's there. The people in the cloud. If you're listening to cloud, some people at work. I know Black Anonymous, you were on before. I know that you work at night. So, if you're listening to clouds, what's up? Anybody in the clouds, anybody who wants to come in, it's cool. I don't care if there's 50 people here or 5 people here. I'm just gonna go ahead and present this. But if you're out there in the clouds, just hit the ones, or hit the like button, I should say. Hit share, especially if you're a content creator. This isn't the beef sector, and not going to be going after your favorite person or nothing like that. So, I just honestly, I just don't get into that myself. But I do peep in the clouds what's going on, and leave me out of it. You know what I'm saying? But and hit subscribe, absolutely. But let me just show this video here real quick. All right, as people come into the building, and before we even go about it, let's just get started. And before we even get into it, um, actually, I just saw something. I just saw a feature with StreamYard. I didn't even notice before. But anyways, this is Takia Young. She was a pregnant woman of three, 21 years old, got shot up. But let me start this with something I saw on Instagram. Anybody ever seen this woman right here? This woman is out of Georgia. Anybody know who this is? All right. I mean, if you're in the building, just put some ones if you know who this is. Well, let me show you this video that I saw today. Real quick. And I'm just going to make a correlation to one of our favorites out here. Well, let's go. Okay, I don't know if you all saw that or heard that, okay? But yeah. First time I've ever seen that. Yeah, that's an Instagram, man. I don't think she would mind. But thanks though, last call. But yeah, man. And by the way, I haven't had a Cash App in a minute, y'all. But it's cool. But yeah, this woman right here, her name is Kim Bearden. All right. Never seen this chick before. But apparently she has a school down in Georgia. And let me just share the screen because again, never ever seen, heard, hide nor hear about this chick. But you know, I mean, you can't really hate what she's doing. But let's see. Okay, here we go. Kim Bearden. This is it. Apparently, she started a school in Atlanta, or in Georgia. But let me just go into it. This is about. Well, let's go home. Well, this is the home, right? The fight song. She's an educator. Meet Kim. She's the co-founder of Ron Clark Academy. First of all, who's Ron Clark? I don't. Hold on a second, because I might. Maybe somebody we know. It sounds familiar. Ron Clark. He is. All right. He's a white guy. I mean, we know that, and an educator. Ron Clark Academy. And Ron Clark Academy is a school of professional development facility in Atlanta. Career spanning 34 years. All right. And as you can see, this is a very diverse group here. Previously served as a teacher, instructional lead, to lead teacher, curriculum director, board member, staff development trainer, middle school principal. I deliver keynote addresses and workshops to educators across the world. Wife, mom, we're going to get that in just a second. Best-selling author of 3 books, Crash Course, Talk to Me, blah, blah, blah. Ron Clark Academy. I don't know what's so special about this Ron Clark dude. I didn't really get into it. I'm just going through what I saw today. And yeah, Ron Clark Academy. And yeah, see her with Obama. All right. Yeah, you guys can see it. Can see her with Obama here. And obviously, he's pretty well known. I see her talking here. I'm not going to play her video. Like I said, it's a very diverse school. Congratulations, Kim Bearden. You know, the classmates seem to love her. Okay, I guess this is the story behind it. I'm just not going to play because I don't know. Well, you know what? Fair use. Fuck it. Fair use, y'all. Let's hear what this woman has to say. Let me put up the fair use banner and hear what this lady has to say. All right. So fair use, and let's go ahead and play the video, shall we?
So I had been teaching for 20 years, and I was named the outstanding middle school teacher in this country. And so at that time, I had the opportunity to meet Ron Clark, and we just hit it off.
Hold on. Here it is.
So I had been teaching for 20 years, and I was named the outstanding middle school teacher in this country. And so at that time, I had the opportunity to meet Ron Clark, and we just hit it off. And we started to have all these conversations about what we thought education should be. And so he looked at me one day, he said, you know, you and I should start a school together one day. Come to Harlem. And I said, every bit of that was great, but I want you to come to Atlanta. This is where the school should be. And I won. He said, you know what?
Ron Clark, this shows I know about too. I guess Ron Clark has a school in Harlem.
I think you're right. So he came down to Atlanta. We looked at 50 sites all over the metro Atlanta area, and we came upon this dilapidated 100-year-old factory in Southeast Atlanta. At the time, it was, I think, the second highest crime rated area of Atlanta. And we saw it, but we looked at it, and we looked at each other, and we said, it's perfect. Because we wanted to be in a place where not only could we uplift our children who come to us every day, but we wanted to uplift a community as well. So I am the co-founder of the school with Ron Clark. I am the executive director of the school, and I am also a language arts teacher, and that's my favorite role. The Ron Clark Academy, it's an innovative middle school, but also an educator training facility. And so we work very hard on different methods to engage students. And we use lots of movement, lots of music, lots of energy, lots of song, but also we're academically very, very rigorous. I believe that high expectations are your outward manifestation of your belief in someone. If you have low expectations, you're really saying, baby, I don't think you can do it either. But what we do is we tell our kids, I believe you can do it, but we're going to give you the support you need to be able to. Well, for me, everything with children pours out of the relationship first. As many kids who are having a difficult time, it's because they really don't know that they have one person that they can count on. And so one of the rules, is an actual rule for our staff, is that you can never make a promise to a child that you don't keep. Don't say, oh, we're going to go do this. If you're not 150% sure you're going to do it, don't say you're going to do it. Because if 2 minutes on resilient play and joy I learned from my students. What I often tell educators is that they may not realize this, but if you affect the life of one child, you do not only affect the life of that child. Indirectly, your impact has an influence upon that child's future spouse, perhaps, family members, their children. And then if you multiply that by the number of kids who are sitting in that classroom, and then you multiply that by the number of years that you teach, without a doubt, it is actually in the millions of lives that your life has the ability to impact. By understanding that, teachers can see the significance they have. It gives them a sense of purpose. It's really not about you. It's about what you can do for others.
Right here, and we're gonna get into you know where I'm going with this, but they're already gonna see the built-in excuse. Mercedes Benz. Mercedes Benz obviously pretty big in Atlanta. You got the Mercedes Benz stadium where the Falcons played, like the absolute one of the like top real estate in the country. The Mercedes Benz stadium. I'd never seen it. I just seen pictures of it, and it's up there with Madison Square Garden as like one of the premier pieces of real estate in the country. And obviously, Mercedes Benz is backing this. All right. But let's continue. So bottom line is, they got some big backing behind it, which is okay, that's cool. All right. So that's gonna be one of the built-in excuses where that who has. I'm gonna get to him in a second. But starting, this is a similar story, starting the hood, went there, uplifted the kids and everything, and I get it. And obviously did a pretty good job, right? I don't know, be interested in seeing the process of this, lily light white woman and this white guy going into the hood, all right? Because Atlanta has some pretty tough hoods. So for them to go in there and build something like that, would it be the same for black people or a black person to go down there? Yeah, if they had the backing, yeah, they probably could. They need the right backing. All right. But this looks eerily. Do you see this right here? Just those buildings. Remember the rendering that dude did for Jermaine? Looks pretty much the same. Now, again, they got tons of backing. I get that. All right. So I'm not going to leave that out of the picture. But apparently, obviously she's an older woman, but she's young at heart. Obviously, got a lot of energy, as you saw in the other video. Okay, never seen this before, but here, and you saw a little bit of it, but here's what kind of, this, she does show her family. I should have stayed on the page, but I downloaded. She did show her family because she is married and she has what? She has I think she has 4 kids actually. All right. And here is a picture of her family. Yeah. That's her husband, I guess. Her daughter, all right, who's grown. This is her and her other 3 kids. All right. And again, she seems to have a good heart, which is cool. And obviously, you can't knock that. And she obviously has a lot of fun as far as, getting to school. I think that's a great way to get the school started. It's a unique way and everything like that. And I've also mentioned the backing that she probably has. And again, this is my first time hearing about this woman. I do not know anything about the school or the Ron Clyde. I don't know anything about it. But I saw the video and I said, okay. And I looked at her and then I looked at her ISG and then I looked at the video and I said, okay, interesting. Problem with this picture right here. And again, I don't know her heart. This picture looks eerily similar to this one. It looks eerily similar. The same soccer mom, blonde, you know, uh, fairly attractive, like, basically, yeah. It just seems it just draws those vibes. Now, again, it doesn't it sounds sincere, but you just don't know. But it brings me to our man Jermaine, all right, who doesn't have as much backing as Homegirl, but he has backing and he has money and he's very popular, all right? And she seemed to be very, you heard what she said. She said you got to build up your self esteem in the community and build it up, which by hook or by crook she did. But when you see your man, and I don't know how new this video is or how old it is, but I also saw this today. All right. I also saw this, and let's let us play, and you listen for yourself. You listen for yourself.
First got to school, man, somebody broke in because the drug addicts, they were sleeping in there and everything. And somebody broke into school and took a shit in the hallway, bro.
Oh wow, that's great.
What
is the bathroom in there?
Not only is there a bathroom in there, you could have took a shit in the alley, bro. Why you gonna shit in the school? It's an alleyway with nothing but trees. Ain't nobody gonna see you. They shot shit in the school. You know what I mean? That was one.
All right. I mean, guys. All right. Like, we know that if we put her school up against his fake school, you already know all the excuses. She's getting backing. It's not an independent school. All right. She's a white woman. She's not teaching us our African. I'll tell you what she's not teaching. She definitely ain't teaching no Dr. Sebi. All right. Or any conspiratorial bullshit that you teach. But the fact that this dude shits on everybody, and like telling you that somebody shit in the hallway, which is a lie. So someone shit in the hallway, they break windows, they litter on the grass. Just listen to the litany of things that he says that he makes up about black people. All right, makes it up. Who is going to break into your school and just take a shit on the floor? Who would do that? It doesn't even make any sense, but it's yet another excuse. And if they did shit on the floor, knowing who you are, that means that you don't have the respect that you claim to have. You claim to have all this respect. I'm the most respected black. No, you're not. Obviously, if they shit on the floor, but that's a lie. And just recently, I heard him. I'm not even going to get into the video. It was that black contractors were fucking them over. I'm using the white contractors. So when you see, like, regardless of what you think about this woman, she's obviously helped to build something. All right. This guy will shit on her. He shits on, and it doesn't have to be a white person. Look, he shit on LeBron. Shits on everybody. Well, he ain't doing shit with his school except trying to just paint a broad brush and just slander black folks while collecting dollars. So I just wanted to bring that up. Again, maybe some people may know about her. I don't know about her. I don't know. Never heard about her before today. All right. Maybe there's some I don't know, Kim Bearden exposed videos out there of her doing some underhanded shit. All right. Because again, by hook or by crook, in that hood, she was able to build something. Yeah, I mean, again, with Umar, it's just like, so he's admitting there's no way in him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That Umar was homeless living in there. The Madonna effect. Yeah, you may have a point. You had a point, but I've never heard of her before. So I just wanted to highlight what I saw today. And again, she has a lot of backing. All right. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. But Umar Johnson himself, you've been on these big platforms. You have enough backing as well. But I don't know how you can sit down and inspire anybody when you have so many litany of excuses, all right, for starting that fake ass school. Now, Takia Young. Let me go ahead and let me read. Just see, I want to first of all, before I do anything, any sort of opinion piece or anything like that. And what's up, Midnight Green? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me Takia Young, pregnant black woman murdered. Yeah. Keep in mind, this happened on the 24th of last month. That is over 7 days. And I've said many times on this platform that within a 7-day period, they're going to know about a person's past. They're going to pull up everything. If you were caught picking your nose in public, they're going to find out where you did it, the size of the booger, was it dry, was it oily, was it wet? They're going to know everything about you. So a whole week has passed. And I've Googled this woman's name, and from everything that I've Googled, no gang affiliation. She wasn't a prostitute. All right. She wasn't a delinquent. She hasn't committed any assaults or major crimes in the past. Nothing like that has come up. Kind of like they tried to do that with Breonna Taylor. That didn't work. So no one has slandered her name again. Within 7 days, you would know. So nothing like that has come up. Put some ones up in the building if you hear me okay. So hold on a second. Let me actually put my own ones up. If you hear me okay. Yeah, I can hear myself. So at the end of the day, nothing slanderous has come out about this woman. So let's read a little bit about her. Okay, pregnant black woman shot by police, was murdered, family's lawyer says. Ridiculous. All right. This is from CBS News. I just want to get the gist of what happened. Takia Young's family urges officers' arrest after video shows him killing the pregnant black woman. Ohio authorities on Friday released body cam video showing a police officer fatally shooting Takia Young in her car in what her family denounced as a gross misuse of power and authority against a pregnant black mother. Sean Walton, an attorney representing Young's family, said the video clearly shows that the August 24th, again, this was over a week ago. It was over a week ago. Shooting of the 21-year-old woman was unjustified, and he called for the officer to be fired and charged immediately. Now, keep in mind, I can't play the video on here. You know how ScrewTube is, and ScrewTube is they don't like showing this violent stuff on video. You can watch, you can probably see it all over Twitter, but it was pretty gruesome. All right, and also understand this was an unarmed woman, unarmed. Okay, pregnant and unarmed. Now, Walton also criticized the police for not releasing the video for more than a week. Again, like I said, they don't release it because they're trying to find dirt on you, right? If there's enough dirt, then they'll be able to justify it. They couldn't find any dirt on this chick, all right? Her family's heartbroken, and the video did nothing but confirm their fears that she was murdered unjustifiably. It was just heartbreaking for them to see Takia having her life taken away under such ridiculous circumstances. Her death was a troubling series of fatal shootings of Black adults and children by Ohio police, and numerous occurrences of police brutality against Black people across the nation in recent years. All right, the officer who shot Young is on paid administrative leave, while the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation examines the shooting, which is standard practice. A police union officials said calls to charge the officer before an investigation is complete are premature. A second officer who was on the scene has returned to active duty. So one is on paid leave, one has returned to active duty after mowing down a pregnant chick. Their names, races, and ranks have not been released. And the township police, John Belford, called the shooting a tragedy. Okay. Again, if this was degenerate, okay, which again, during the week, they were trying to figure out whether or not she was, then he basically would have said, listen, the officers were in the right. Excuse me, the officers were in the right. The officers, they used the correct procedures, blah, blah, blah. Miss Young's family is understandably very upset and grieving, he said in a written statement. None of us can fully understand the depths of their pain. All of us can remember them in our prayers and give them the time and space to deal with this heartbreaking turn of events. Young's father, grandmother, and other relatives watched the video before its public release and released a statement on Friday through Walton. It is undeniable that her death was not only avoidable, but also a gross misuse of power and authority. So expect the family to get a bag based on what you're seeing here. It said while viewing the video, the family felt a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. Walton told the AP. More than anything, there was a sense of just devastation to know that this power system, these police officers, could stop her and so quickly take her life for no justifiable reason. The video shows an officer at the driver's side of the window telling Young, now listen to this, folks, listen to this, understand this, and this is going to tie in to the Pudding Man. The officer at the driver's side telling Young she has been accused of theft and repeatedly demanding that she get out of the car. All right. She was accused of theft. Now, there's usually video in these stores. Now, this is supposedly in a Kroger's. All right. I've had the situation myself. This was a long time ago. I was living in DC, walked into, I think, either a Giant or a Safeway. And I was just walked around the store and I walked out. I didn't take anything. Lo and behold, a security guard ran up to me and started patting me down. All right. There's got to be a video in there, or there's got to be some sort, and why not just sue for harassment if there's no video and there's no proof of me walking up and stealing anything. Right? So, but they demanded her to get out. And I've seen some YouTubers say, oh, she didn't take or listen to orders. If you didn't steal anything, right? Then why would you listen to anything? Y'all ain't listening to 99 Problems? Like, we want you to get out your car. And he said, I ain't getting out of shit. So why would she get out? Now, said young protest, and the first officer repeats his demand. Then both officers yell at her to get out. At that point, you're asking them, are you going to shoot me? Seconds before she turns the steering wheel to the right and the car moves towards the officer standing in front of it. The officer fires his gun. So as she turns and as things kind of escalate, because they're accusing her of stealing. I didn't say she didn't steal. They said they accused her. Did they have any proof? Now, she did steal something. And if she did, in fact, do a petty crime like that, now here she is. She's in her car. She's about to drive off, and the cops like stop her, like, hold on a second. I'm just wondering how the cops got there that quickly. Now, mind you, this is a pregnant woman. If you're the manager of a store, you couldn't. This is Kroger's, from what I understand. I mean, I gotta see if this is in fact Kroger's, but somebody couldn't have stopped her. A pregnant chick who isn't that big. I mean, come on now. And she just walked out, and then the cops are surrounding her all of a sudden. This could have been done totally differently. Totally different. So here it is. And she's about to turn now. If she did steal something, that's what I was about to say. If she did steal something, the cops are surrounding her. She's pregnant. She got 2 boys at home. All right. I would guess that maybe a lot of paranoia set in. And she's like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Or maybe she's just thinking that she's gonna do a lot of time for doing something allegedly or potentially dumb. Okay. And the word is that she probably stole liquor and cigarettes, which, and I've heard this whisper too, that what is a pregnant woman doing stealing liquor and cigarettes? I would hope, if that story is true, I'd hope that isn't for her. All right. But understand something, because this is a 21-year-old with 2 boys and another child on the way. Her oldest boy is 6. So she first got pregnant 15. Right? See, this is what we know. Now, obviously, there's a lot of she didn't make a lot of the best choices in her life. But at the same time, my thing is, did she deserve to get shot and killed? Even if she did do a petty crime like shooting somebody, a petty crime like stealing liquor or cigarettes or whatever the hell she stole. Well, she's probably thinking at the time, oh my God, I'm surrounded by cops. They got guns on me. What am I going to do? I don't want to go to jail, pregnant. You know what I mean? Maybe she's, I don't know, maybe she's, because she did say, are you going to shoot me? Who knows what was going on in her mind? But I know that at this point, you're just not thinking clearly. And if you're the cop, that's where your training sets in. And I know that there are going to be people that say, well, why didn't she comply? Why didn't she just take orders? Well, because we have enough evidence of others not taking orders and not getting mowed down, especially young pregnant women of other races. And we've seen situations where Black people did comply, like what happened to Tyree Nichols down in Mississippi. And all these Negroes came out and said, oh, he should have complied. He should have complied. He's just sitting there getting his ass beaten. You're sitting there saying he should have complied. Philando Castillo, people were saying, oh, he shouldn't have complied. He should have, like, we've had videos where there have been compliance and you still get shot down. So it's just the idiocy of people blaming her solely for what has happened. But let's continue. Let's see. Are you going to shoot me? Seconds before the officer fires his gun through the windshield, and young sedan drifts into the grocery store's brick wall. So he fires his gun again. She is unarmed. And if you see the video, hold on a second. I think I have a picture of the video. Do I? Let's see. I just want to show a picture. If you watch the video, her hands are on the steering wheel. So it's not like she's trying to go out in a blaze of glory here. Her hands are on the steering wheel. She's about to drop in 3 months. She's not gonna pull out a gat unless she's really out of her shit. So officers then break the driver's side window, which Belfort said was to get Young out of the car and render medical aid. Due footage of medical assistance was not provided, kind of like Tyree Nichols. In the interview with the AP on Friday, Walton denied that Young had stolen. Oh shit, that's bad. So Walton denied that Young had stole anything from the store, so she didn't steal anything. He said his firm found a witness who saw Young put down bottles of alcohol as she left the store. So if she didn't steal anything, all right, then her family is gonna get a few $1 million, a couple million, like 8 figures or so. Especially if she didn't steal anything. The bottles were left in the store. So when she's in her car denying that that's accurate, she said she did not commit any theft. And so these officers were not even within their right to place her under arrest, let alone take her life. Brian Steele, executive vice president of the union representing Blendon Township Police, criticized Walton's characterization of the shooting as murder before all the facts are in. He said an investigation will determine whether the shooting was justified. The fact is, the officer had to make a split-second decision while in front of a moving vehicle, a 2,000-pound weapon. Wow. So even if you don't have a weapon, they'll figure out if you had a weapon. Now, from the little I've read, the officer didn't position himself correctly. It's just, again, goes back to bad training. But once again, all right, pregnant woman in a car, bunch of cops surround her. You're saying that they couldn't get another car to block her if she was going to come out? So everything about this was wrong. And it says, national use of force expert and attorney who specializes in vehicle-related police shootings said that while the officer who shot Young may have reasonably feared for his safety, it went against all law enforcement training to be in front of her car in the first place. The best practice in these matters nationwide is that you don't put yourself in a position of danger, especially when it was a minor crime Young was being accused of. The results are predictable. Based on your training, why are you going to put yourself in front of a vehicle, in front of an individual that does not want to cooperate? There was no urgent need for him to be in a position the way he did. The Blendon Township Police Department use of force policy states that officers should try to move away from an approaching vehicle instead of firing their weapons. The officers should only shoot when he or she reasonably believes there are no other reasons available to avert the imminent threat of the vehicle or its deadly force, then the vehicle is directly at the officer or others. So what you see here, folks, what you see, right? Basically, and they show the video again. I can't show the video because YouTube will flag the shit. But the bottom line, if she didn't steal anything, all right, and I've seen some videos and some people making videos about how she didn't comply. But why would you comply if you didn't steal anything? You know what I'm saying? So, like, what are you going to do? And if they pull her out, and we've seen women who aren't pregnant getting thrown to the ground and brutalized, who knows what they could have done to her? But why do I have, actually, let me see it. I'm thinking about reading this other thing about, this is from the Columbus Dispatch. This is an Ohio newspaper. Shoplifting should not have escalated to death in the Takia Young police shooting. And this is from Amelia Robinson. It says, if what the store employee says is true, 21-year-old Takia Young was wrong to have shoplifted alcohol from the Kroger store on Sunbury Road. The pregnant mother of two should have gotten out of her car when the first Blanchard Township officer asked her to, and then when a second officer came to her car. Maybe then her car would not have moved forward towards one of the officers. But nothing Young did justifies what one of the two police officers did: fire a single shot through the windshield, killing the mother and her unborn daughter. Officers at the Kroger, and Kroger's a pretty big supermarket. This isn't like a corner store or nothing like that. They're pretty big down south or throughout the country. Officers at the Kroger were trying to help a person unlock a car. Before the killing, a Kroger officer. So wait a minute. So basically, the setting was officers were already outside, right? The officers were already outside. So I don't know if they were near their car or anything, but they were already outside helping somebody jimmy their car or whatever. All right. And so before the killing, a Kroger worker can be heard on a body camera telling an officer that Young had shoplifted. All right. Now, to which somebody should have, so if you shoplift, right? Are they just going to, is that the protocol, just to run up on somebody and pull the gun? Right. So, and this is just by this person's word. So now this person has to be questioned now as to, is it on camera? And again, just shoplifting, does that mean that you get shot? So after she repeatedly questioned why she's being told to get out of her vehicle, because again, if the first story is true about her putting down the liquor, then you would actually okay, what did I do? All right. I mean, whatever I put it down already, what did I do? Now, keep in mind, too, this woman does not have any history of doing this type of shit. Would have been cut out already. It's over a week. So they can hear them telling Young, they said you stole something. The video shows that the car never accelerated past at a snail's pace even after the shooting. One of the officers pushed it to a stop to the side of the Kroger building. So she wasn't trying to run him over. Then there seemed to be a million alternatives that could have been taken that would have assured that the 21-year-old, her unborn child, and the officer survived the encounter. Could the officer have left the path of the slow-moving vehicle or not stepped in front of the car in the first place? Could the car have been disabled? Could Young have been allowed to leave later and later track to her house? That's another thing. All right. I mean, what did she do? Did she pull a heist at the supermarket, or did she just steal an item? If she did, again, wrong. All right. Everything's on camera. They would have just tracked her, and they would have tracked the vehicle and arrested her. Simple. No one should have died. A statement released on behalf of Young's family about an hour after viewing the police video called the death avoidable, gross misuse of power and authority, a hateful act. Right? In a press conference, Brian Steele, Fraternal Order of Police, Capital City Lodge, Executive Vice President, says the grand jury will examine the actions of police officers and Young. The fact is, Miss Young was not shot for stealing alcohol. She was shot because following an aggravated robbery, she tried to run down a fellow human being, Steele said. The facts are not as cut and dry as Steele's comments indicate. The police officer is a human being that should expect to go home at the end of his shift, but so was Young. So would have been her unborn daughter. Using deadly force cannot be the only option just because it is an option. The ramifications are too grave, too heartbreaking. I'm sure Young's family would have preferred bailing her out of jail versus preparing a September 7th funeral. No doubt they would have preferred to welcome their new child in November. In the wake of the Circleville police dog attacking of a 23-year-old truck driver in Memphis, Governor Mike DeWine said officer training in Ohio needs improving. Such improved training may have avoided the deadly tragedy that played out in Kroger parking lot near Westerville. It is unfortunate that Young apparently put herself and her unborn child in such a dangerous situation, but her penalty should not have been death. You see? And let's just go into the chat. What's up, last call? The family needs to sue. Oh, the family's going to get money. No doubt. Her two sons are going to get a bag for what happened here. So why am I talking about this and the aggravated robbery that may have happened? And, obviously that may not happen, the robbery and the shooting and her being dead and her being pregnant and so on. Well, it all brings me to this dude right here. All right. Your boy, Dr. Kaz. Killer Kaz, right? The pudding man. The man who says we need to get, pull our pants up while, dropping his and dropping pills and, Quaaludes or whatever other shit that he gave these women up in the Play Mansion and shit that he admitted to, by the way, to all the Cosbyites out there. But I just want to read this excerpt from, it's called the Pound Cake Speech, right? And let me just see here. Let's read this little excerpt from the Pound Cake Speech in case y'all haven't seen it. And again, for anyone who's come in, thanks for coming in. If you're in the clouds, hit the like button, obviously, to get this in the algorithm. All right. And hit the share button. If you're a content creator, you should be sharing, of course, and hit subscribe as well. All right. Like little by little. I mean, I see some of the I see some people become members, which is cool. And shout out to Binary, by the way. I don't know what he did or how he did it, but dude got 15,000 members. All right. Now, or 15,000 subs. Look, if he did it organically, good for him. I know he puts out a lot of shorts, and from what I understand, those shorts are what bring a lot of members. That brings up a lot of subs. Humble King did that. I think he's got like 70,000 subs right now. So shout out to him. I know people are probably going to say he might have done something else to look. I don't know. I have no proof, but I know that 15,000 subs, shout out to him. And he puts on good shows too. So, check him out whenever you get the chance. The whole Code fam, shout out to them. And it is inspiring. It's very inspiring what those guys are doing over there. And Suki B, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate your support. But yeah, man, let's read a little, and thanks for joining too. Let's read a little from the pudding man here, who, This is from the infamous pound cake speech. All right. I don't want to read it from the computer. I'm going to read it. Here we go. Dr. Cos. Yeah, here we go. Oh, is this it? Let me go back. I want to read the actual speech. Here we go. Dr. Cos and the infamous pound cake speech. I'm not going to read this whole troth, but I want to read the most important thing. All right. I want to read the most important thing here that Bill Cosby said. All right. This was in between. I mean, probably said the speech while he was drunk out of his mind, because I think he was the keynote speaker. So, you know how those things are. I mean, basically you sit there, you drink, and you eat all the food, and you go back to your hotel room. He probably had some white chick laid out there. But here's what he said: we can't blame white people. He said this in his speech, all right, which no one does. I mean, black folks are pretty independent. People who say that shit, that we need to take responsibility, they're like, that's just people like that. Just look at their life. Look at Cosby's life, all right. But here's what Cosby said. All right. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Okay. He talks about parenting as well, like he was the greatest parents in the world. This is it. All right. Looking at the incarcerated, these are not political criminals. See, everybody seemed to forget that he said all this shit, but somehow Bill Cosby is a runaway slave. You forget he says this, but now he's a political criminal. Now we got to stay on code for him, right? You forget all about this whole speech. This speech right here, no one should give a fuck about it. But now all of a sudden, he's a political criminal. Said these people are not political criminals. These are people going around stealing Coca-Cola. People getting shot in the back of the head over a piece of pound cake. Then we all run out and are outraged, and the cops shouldn't have shot him. Just like the cops shouldn't have shot Takia Young for allegedly, now that is alleged that she even stole anything. Now that's alleged. That's alleged. So I want a piece of pound cake just as bad as anyone else. I looked at it and I had no money. He said, okay, here it is. Then we all are outraged. The cops should not have shot him. To which Cosby says, what the hell was he doing with the pound cake in his hand? Let me repeat that. People are getting shot in the back of the head over a piece of pound cake. Then we all run out and are outraged. The cops shouldn't have shot him. But what the hell was he doing with the pound cake in his hand? I wanted a piece of pound cake just as bad as anyone else. In other words, that piece of crusty pound cake that you might have stole is going to feed someone else, especially if you're in the hood. All right. And the stuff that's in those stores in the hood, you got cats walking around, you got little weebles in that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this speech alone, all right, should just disqualify Cosby for you from feeling any sympathy for Cosby, especially if you're poor. And with this crime that Takia might have done, all right, this will be a poverty crime. Again, she's 21 years old. She has a 6-year-old boy, which she had at 15. She had another kid, I guess, at 18. I don't know if the father was the same. Who knows? Now she's having another kid. Okay, by the age of 21. You understand? So clearly she might be living in poverty. I think I saw a photo of her and her family. It looked like the hood that she was living in. I guess more of that's going to come out. But if she was a criminal, that would have long come out a long time ago. A long time ago. Oh, yes, it does come down to Bill Cosby with this. For your donation. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, my email address is in my about section. It's in my about section, bro. So check that out. But yeah, there's a correlation with this. Now, there are people who are going to look at what she allegedly did, and they're still going to agree with Cosby. It does, like some people, it doesn't matter. But here's what I don't need to see. This is what I don't need to see, right? Let me go to this real quick. Let me go here. Let's go here. All right. Guys, this is what I don't need to see. All right. Here goes your boy, who is a big, major Bill Cosby defender. Major. Where's it at? Hold on a second. Okay. All right, well, here we go. Here we go. All right. Who's in the process of distorting hip hop history? I will be doing a video on that bullshit. In the process of trying to change. How the hell are you gonna live? I've heard some people say, "Oh, he's gonna tell the truth about hip hop." How the hell is a Negro from LA via Alabama whose own like dive into hip hop, like his songs were trash? How is this guy gonna set the history of hip hop straight? Like some of y'all, again, it's just a worship of men. Oh my God, out here. My fucking God. But let's see. And yeah, retweeting this. All right. The shooter who killed Takia Young, if you live in Central Ohio, this murderer is still on the loose. No, he's not on the loose. I just told you that one of them had paid leave, the other one was brought back. So, no, that's not the case. Had not been charged with. So, I mean, you can't do this. You can't sit down and say justice for her, but then justice for Kaz when his own rhetoric praises this shit. You can't do that. I don't even feel like after you say that and when you see this, like, nah, man, you can't do that. And there's a few other people as well. I'm like the so-called B1 people, the so-called code people. You gotta stay on code and all this other bullshit. You can't, bro. You like, listen to the speech. I just read the speech. I forget some of the shit that this guy said in his speech. Completely forgot he said, looking at the incarnate, like you can like look at this speech and study it word for word, and shit jumps out based on what he's saying today. Look at the incarcerated. These people are not political criminals, but you are. So yeah, and yeah, it does get back to Kaz. He is a major, in my opinion, this is to me. I gauge how blackety black people are based on how they react to these celebrities, but especially Bill Cosby. But you cannot with the pound cake speech and then say that this guy, we need to rally behind him. I've heard it. It's trash. Thank you, Suki, for coming by. I heard it last call. It's trash. Garbage. Garbage. So, yeah, man. Again, this young girl, her family's going to get a bag. It's been over a week. Nothing has come out. She's unarmed. She has no criminal history based on what I see. She's clearly, from what I've seen, a girl who's come out of poverty. And maybe she was committing a petty crime, a poverty crime. But to get shot, especially with the information we just learned, the car was moving slow. And, basically the cop stood in front of a car. Why would you get in for? I mean, again, this is common sense. This is not even police training. Step in front of a car that is moving even a little bit. And once again, to the people who say she didn't comply, she didn't comply. She never, took orders or what have you. We've seen situations before where you take all the orders in the world and you still get mowed down. Where you comply and you still get mowed down. Where other people don't comply and they don't get mowed down. So yeah, man. I mean, that's basically what I wanted to say about this, man. And again, feel sorry for her and the kids and everything, but I don't think, and money doesn't always, cure all problems. I mean, again, you're gonna have two boys without a mother. All right. I don't know where the fathers are. I've seen situations before where people, even after they get a bag, they don't get over the trauma. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this girl, but again, I just wanted to bring the correlation between the two things where all these guys are saying, all these guys who are, on this free Cosby bullshit. Yeah, no, I understand. But again, now it's in question if she stole anything. And yes, I mentioned that before. Pregnant, alcohol, cigarettes. All right. Not a good mix. Not a good mix. Okay. Maybe she was a full hood rat, but again, I mean, look, blonde hair and the way, like some of the pictures I saw, maybe she was a hood rat. Again, child at 15, 3 kids by the time she's 21. Maybe she's a full hood rat, but again, no records have come out of her doing this on the regular. People don't just, you have to be really, really, really desperate, all right, to just one day up and just say, you know what, I'm just going to steal some shit. And to steal alcohol, I mean, she has kids. So if you got kids, you're not getting food. You're probably going to steal some food if it's for the benefit of your kids. You're not stealing alcohol unless you're doing it for, maybe her man or something. But again, there's no proof that she did steal anything. So the bottom line, this could have all been avoided. All of this could have been avoided. And I just wanted to highlight all the people that are sitting down and sticking up for this dude. This type of stuff ties in. And if you're saying justice for her, you can't say free Kaz. Unless, again, you agree with Kaz, you agree that she deserved to get shot. Let me just place this here. Let's just place this here. All right. You are so right. We're last call. Thanks for having the last word. Absolutely. Absolutely. The cigarettes are in the back, so how the fuck can you steal cigarettes? Oh, shit. I'll say it again. I'll say it again. Her grandmother had a protective order on her. Okay. So little by little, things are coming out. All right. Again, most of the stuff will come out within a week. Okay. But now, and the grandmother is also, understand, the grandmother saw the video. And the grandmother is like, the shit's fucked up. But with what's come out, she stole cigarettes. You can't steal cigarettes unless you somehow barge from behind the counter and see a pregnant woman barging behind the counter and stealing cigarettes. We need more information on this. A pregnant woman going behind the counter and bully footing and stealing some cigarettes. Maybe more information is going to come out. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe more information is going to come out. But it just adds a new ripple into it. And again, if her grandmother had protective order against her, and again, based on some of her life choices, she didn't have lived the most responsible life. But at the end of the day, she did not deserve to get mowed down and shot. And I just the correlation between the people who are jumping up and saying this is why I don't jump into fads where we just I gotta get behind these B1 or coded people, and there's nothing coded about these folks. There's nothing. There's a reason why this channel is so anti-celebrity. And this is one of the reasons why right here. This is one of the reasons why. But look, you brought up some good points. Listen, man. Anybody in the clouds, listen, you ever want to say you have anything to say on this, just leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments section. Let me know what you feel. Maybe more is going to come out about this woman. Again, a week's passed, nothing. I haven't heard anything. So a whole week's passed and I haven't heard nothing. So we're going to see what else comes out about this woman. But bottom line, she should not have been mowed down the way she did. So listen, shout out to everybody who's come through. All right. Look, all the drama in that Umar sector, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna sit back and I'm just kind of leave that alone. Yeah, peace out to all the mods. Again, Cash App, if you like the content, like, share, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And again, again, we'll see what happens with this, but understand the correlation. And again, if you are caping any way for the pound cake speech, then you can't cape for this because the correlation is huge. All right. So shout out everybody. Peace. And again, leave comments in the comment section. If you have anything to say, like, share, subscribe. Big up on yourself, man. And I'm out of here. Peace.